capacity that retailer, that customer do have is necessary to inform, necessary to collect the information. Now, this particular data is sourced from different options, and when this data is collected by organized retail store or any market surveying company where this data is used, based on this data, based on the feedback given by customers, based on the information received from customer, product could be modified. There are chances of having additional features in existing product, advanced version of existing product, relaunching of product which was selling good once upon a time, but in between it is not available, it was not available in the market. And again, by knowing customers' feedback, it is in plan to be launched by company. And very important thing, new product to be launched, which is absolutely new. So far, it was not available and never ever manufactured or marketed, sold by any company. So these all factors are relevant with data. When a new product is launched by any company, on what basis they are launching new product, that is relevant with retail audit, market survey, customer feedback, and requirement given by customers, problems shared by customers with the existing product, or the situation wherein they are living. That situation makes them to have some problem, and based on those problems, a solution can be provided. These all factors are relevant with data. Now, data is sourced by different options. The very first source of data is customer itself. How come a customer can be source of data? What makes a retailer to have data from him? Customer himself will be one entity, will be part of that data. His name, his age, his designation, his income category, his requirements on monthly basis, his feedback given for the retail store, his feedback collected for an individual product, his requirement noted down, which is not available there in the retail store. These all factors make retailer to collect data from customer. Customers number, customers income category, customers buying capacity or purchasing power parity, customers regular requirement, and those requirements which are not been made available by retail store. These all factors are data sources. This data is collected by customer. Now retailer, how a retailer could be good source of data, because he is billing at the end of the purchase. He is taking note of customers' behavior. He is observing customers the way they are shopping. And data is not just collected by asking open-ended or close-ended question in written form. Observation of customers by standing at or by looking at customer, by keeping safe distance, and not to make him realize that someone is observing his behavior or someone is observing him while he is shopping. So these all factors retailers are knowing. Now there are different types of layouts inside retail store: free form layout, grid layout, racetrack layout. What these layouts meant for? If customers are having one straight line like way for entry and exit, what they will do? They will go straight away. They will go to the point whatever they want, and they will come back to the billing counter. Instead of keeping such arrangement, customers are made to have one round of entire store, at least one floor. And while they are having that round, they look at different types of product kept in the different racks, shelves, and they look at them, they touch them, they smell them, they read the expiry date, read the manufacturing date, read the maximum retail price, and buy all these things. When customer is made to have round of that particular store, he is purchasing at least one or two more items than his requirement. So these all factors retailers are knowing and they are doing its study. So that way retailers also provide sufficient quantity of data. In fact, when it comes to customer, number of customers giving data or based on number of customers coming and visiting store, data collected is much less in quantity than the data what retailers do have. The third party who is sourcing data or having help in giving data is supplier. Now suppliers are having more quantity of product stock than that of retailers. Agent, stockist, dealer, supplier, wholesaler, they all are stakeholder in a business. Now what supplier can do? Suppliers are giving data of their territory where they are catering. And in this situation, they are quite possibly serving from 50 to 500 retailers. Within that territory, they are serving and distributing goods what retailers want. It's quite possible that a marketer or a marketing company who wants to launch a particular product, that's true in FMCG category or in medicines like anti-diabetic drug or antacid drug, painkiller drug, they will be visiting supplier and they will ask, when it comes to this particular category of product, how much is the monthly turnover from your side, how much you are selling to retailer. Now, he will be informing them roughly all the figures, not necessarily every single penny what he is selling. It depends on supplier how much time he is willingly giving to retail audit or market survey people, marketing team. Now he can say that for me, month of June is having the highest sale, month of October having the lowest sale. In the summer vacations, our sale is stagnant for month of March, April or May. Our sale neither increases nor decreases. And he will give reasons behind that sales ups and downs. Which all are the retailers having the highest pocket? Means those retailers who are selling the highest quantity or having the highest price sale for specific category of product. These suppliers also have specific data of their territory, which all are the retailers purchasing product, which category of product do have the highest sale and which month of season based on seasonable factors, which all are the products having high or less sale. So these factors are higher, very important source of data, which is given by supplier. Market, when it comes to market, we can think of weekly market, fortnightly market, or the market as an open place wherein different types of retail stores, wholesalers, heart of the city, or a particular place where any type of business is doing well. That market also can give us good source of data. When that market, in that open market where hardware stores are there, food stores are there, restaurants are there, entertainment type industry like cinema theaters are there, weekly market is having big crowd there. So with that market also we can source data. and what particular product is having highest sale, that can be calculated also. This market gives us sufficient information about customers, about the data, what we require. Websites. When we go to websites, we can have figures relevant with specific category of product, services, or data, whatever we are in plan to collect. Mobile as a device can be good source of data collection. With mobile, we can have different types of requirements raised by customers, their feedback on service after sales or particular product service after sales. These all factors from data, from mobile, we can collect data. Social sites also, call centers, all the call centers can be source of data where customers' feedback is collected, where customers' requirements are collected. When customers called by call center or call center is giving or customers are calling call center number and making complaint about particular product service, want improvement, want their problem to be solved as soon as possible. These all factors are sources of data. What all are I have discussed? Customer, retailer, supplier, market, websites, mobile, society or social sites, call centers. These all are data sources and they are helping marketers when they are launching new product, when they are adding value, when they are adding versions or updating their existing product, when they are giving value added services to their existing service or existing product, product associated with services or service associated with tangible product, when they are relaunching a particular product, and very important thing, when they are launching absolutely new product. So these all factors require data. After data, you all must have done your summer internship, isn't it? Yes, students, you are in 4th semester now. Have you done your summer internship? Even if it was work from home.
Yes, sir, we have done, sir.
So what happens when you are doing summer internship in marketing? You design one title, then you prepare summary or gist of the project. Then you go for collection of secondary data, then primary data. For sake of primary data, what you are required to do? How you collect primary data? What all are the tools for collection of primary data?
So primary data is the refined and direct data.
I know, but you have to prepare questionnaire.
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it?
Yes, sir.
And that questionnaire may be close-ended or open-ended.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then you go to respondents. Respondents are giving their feedback.
Yes, sir.
When feedback of around 100, 200, 500 customers is collected from entire population, 5% to 10%. If your population size is 3,000, then you are collecting 300 sample size. My figures are correct. 10% should be the sample size of entire population. From that sample size and survey done, you are coming to findings. And from findings, you come to conclusion. From conclusion, you come to recommendations. that customers do have this difficulty. Customers want these changes. Customers are happy with one particular aspect of product. All these things are information. All these informations you are getting from customers feedback. So these all factors are important when we are collecting data. Now data as a source and different types of data mining, data sourcing. We are having here certain PPTs that will help us in data sourcing and data mining. Let's check up. So here, after data sources, options for data sources, we will be going through data mining. What is meant by mine? Which place is called as mine?
It means like to
Don't you know mean what do we find?
Raw data, sir.
No. I am asking you what is meant by mine. Have you ever heard grinder? And we dig deep into below ground level, almost few hundred and few meters, 500 meter, 800 meter, 3000 meter. We dig deep for what? To source the ores like iron, bauxite, manganese, uranium, gold, silver, and we also source different types of stones also. From those mines, all these ores like iron, copper, and silver, gold, all the metals or ores, what we tungsten, all these ores are sourced in its raw form. Then those raw form minerals and ores are taken out from that mine. They go through processing from conveyor belt, their churning, breaking, polishing, separating original ore from other unwanted materials is done. And that ore, maybe it is gold, is found in the asymmetric portion. Then it is sold to government. All governments do have in possession gold mines, and whatever gold comes out, that is properly melted. Then it is made available in specific standard, 24 karat, 22 karat, 18 karat, likewise. And from those different standards of gold, ornaments are made by mixing other materials also. Pure gold cannot have ornaments because it is too delicate. Here, what happens in mining? Whatever is available in raw form, it is polished, furnished, processed. Unwanted material is thrown away. and what is required. We don't want to keep that material. That may be stone, that may be ash, that may be fumes, that may be other material also. What is our purpose? Through mining, we are collecting material what we want. That may be iron, that may be silver, that may be bauxite, that may be manganese. So these all factors are important when data mining is collected. Mining, M-I-N-I-N-G, is a word sourced from M-I-N-E, mine. And how mining process happens for material, for ores, that I have explained you in brief. What is data mining? That we have to see the process of discovering meaningful new correlations, patterns, and trends by sifting through large amounts of data stored in repositories using pattern recognition technology as well as statistical and mathematics techniques. A part of knowledge discovery in data process, that is data mining. When we are collecting data for sake of launching new product and we want it to be launched for urban residing in urban area, okay, students, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perhaps it got disconnected in between.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 minute, let me share. So what happens when raw material from mines is collected? If it is gold to be extracted, to be separated from mines, whatever raw material in raw form the gold is found to us, that is collected, but it requires polishing, furnishing, crushing, grinding, and then separating it from other materials, isn't it? When we are collecting 1 kg of pure gold, another 99 kg or more than that, other unwanted materials are attached to it. When we are sourcing gold, silver, iron from mine, it is found in stone form. It appears like a stone. Later on, it is reshaped, reprocessed, and the designing or the design jewelry, what we are looking in the gold jewelry stores, in that form, customers want it. Customers don't want raw form of gold. It appears as good as any stone. So these all factors are relevant with mines. When any ore or mineral is collected from mines, whether they are below the ground or below the sea level, means oil and gas when extracted from sea, what they are doing, these all engineers and seafarers are going below the going at the bottom of sea, and again they are digging from that bottom so that they can make collection of oil and gas. All the oil sources are under the sea, and they have to dig under the sea also, which is very hectic and difficult, complicated task. The same thing is happening in data mining. Whatever data we require for specific category of product, for targeting, marketing, and segmentation and positioning, that specific data